Hello everypone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a few since I've done an AU. I took a small break from AUs and I decided to enjoy some other types of content and even do a few live streams within the past few days, and I took a day off yesterday. But before we jump into this AU where I discuss it, I'm just letting everyone know there will be another community-based video in the works. I will be looking into it on Thursday next week. If you go within the Discord server, there is a thing within general, or underneath it, a little thing I created called Your OCs. I want everyone who's a part of the server, or anybody who joins, if you've made a My Little Pony based OC, or original character created by you, I will be rating them based upon the aspects of the character, the designs, and if you include a backstory that adds points. So definitely go within the server. Feel free to share your MLP OCs. It does not matter if it's horror related, as long as it's My Little Pony related. Sonic OCs and Fursonas will be disqualified from being within the video. Those will be looked at within another video in due time. Now, let's talk about this AU that I'm going to be jumping into today. We're going to be looking at another one that was requested within my Discord server through the AU requests page, and the one I'm going to be looking at today is called My Little Rabies. It has 19 posts, and due to the fact that it has 19 posts, this one might be slightly difficult for me, but I'm going to make do with what I got. And the reason why is because I already looked at 5 slides. Some things are shown in the first little video, and then it repeats a few things in a few slides. And honestly, I'm just going to read it all. I don't care if it's there. I don't care if it's a repeat. One thing I will say is if it is in fact a repeat, I'm just going to cut it from the video because we want you guys to witness some fresh, amazing, fun content here. Now, we're looking at My Little Rabies, and the creator of the AU is right here on the screen. So make sure to check them out on TikTok. Give them some support on their art creation journey, or even AU creation in general. And let's jump into this AU and see what we've been missing out on. Alright, so here we are on My Little Rabies by Devil Nixie. I'm just going to say this now because I don't want to receive comments from you guys saying I didn't listen to audio if it was important. I'm not going to be playing audio through TikTok, and the reasoning for that is that way my video does not get copyrighted. But if there is any important audio, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to go back and look at it in my spare time just to make you guys happy. So let's jump into My Little Rabies. So we got Applejack, status farmer, emotion, happy and confident, and she trusts Rarity, Fluttershy, Twilight, Rainbow Dash, Apple Bloom, and Big Mac. So Applejack does not trust Pinkie Pie or Pinkamena. Next up, Rarity, status fashion designer, emotion happy and aware of surroundings. She trusts her friends within the main 6 group that she's a part of, and that's it. Looks like a freezer. Is that like a freezer or something? Okay. Now that's a prison hall, I would assume. Is that a prison hall? There's a little chair just sitting there. How to tell... Oh, I couldn't read that in time there. How to tell if someone/some pony has rabies. Foaming at the mouth, a lot of saliva, very frizzy hair, small pupils, hallucinating a lot, can't eat or sleep, and this is Angel Bunny, I believe. Angel has a frizzy coat, his pupils are small, and he has dark under eyes from no sleep. Poor little bunny needs to try to get some shut-eye, I guess. But with rabies, I don't see how that would be very easy. Hello, this is test subject number 42. Okay. And this is test subject number 42. It's a little gray bunny. This is before injections. And that's after. I like the little, what is it? Liminal space eyes, I believe. It's definitely a bit on the eerie side. Not exactly comfortable to look at. Oh my god, what the fuck? There's the eyes once again. A bear with rabies. Wait, what? What was that? Is that a pony eating derpy or something? Or, I don't know. What's with the liminal space eyes? Okay. And there's the same exact hall. There's another liminal... There's the same hallway. Okay. Got some blood dripping from the ceiling. I see an outline of psychotic Twilight in the background here. Jesus, what is this video? I don't know how to explain what I just saw. It felt like a fever dream, honestly. Now, My Little Rabies. Rabies infection chart. Stage 1, non-infected. There's no noticeable rotting and no noticeable rabies. Stage 2, mid-infection. Foam at the mouth, aggressive, hallucinations, sleeping less, and organs is slowly shutting down. Stage 3, almost complete infection. Organs are shut down, hard to breathe, and hard to eat. Excessive foaming at the mouth, extremely aggressive, and slowly rotting. Now we have another thing here. This is like thumbnail worthy. You got the pony with rabies and the little liminal eye inside of the mouth just hidden there. That's pretty cool. I like that. So this is a little music video. I'm going to look at it just in case because this could show important details. I'm not listening to its audio though. So there's Applejack. Rarity was up first. There's Pinky. Traitor. So Applejack doesn't trust her, and I'm guessing there's a good reason for why. There's Twy. I like the little, hair there. That's nice. Little emo Twilight. We got the princesses looking at a cave, I would assume. Okay, so Celestia... I hate them all. We're gonna make this work, though. Gone, broke again, off the draw. Headaches when I'm coming home. When the sun's out, I'm gone. Mistakes on someone. I'm getting tired of being had. I cannot read that at all. That's too bright. Bottom of the lake, in a bag. I feel it's time now, any day. Been a while since I felt this way. Under skin and flesh decay. 'Bout time someone took my place. Okay, so Pinky's a traitor apparently. How so? Stay in, don't help yourself. So, Flutter's infected. Is Apple... Are they all gonna be infected? What the... Seizure warning? That's a little too flashy, even for me. It's very cool, but a little flashy. Not the most comfortable thing to see on the eyes. I think I'm gonna skip ahead, because that's very uncomfortable to look at. Alright, well, I think that was mainly it. I think there's a few things that's going to foreshadow within this little music video that, once again, I'm not listening to the audio. But, so, Pinky's a traitor. And I gotta figure out how. And then the creator posted this. It's 2 minutes and 28 seconds. And they put, let's hope I don't get copyrighted. Haha. So, yeah, audio's staying off. Hello. We are welcome to the Ponyville Testing Facility. Okay. So that's a pony walking down one of these decrepit halls. It's actually an alicorn. They have a horn and wings. Hello, I am Alice, a nurse in the Ponyville testing facility. I'm here to do tests with you, newcomer. Let's begin. Subject number 45, classification, Fluttershy's friend, results, aggressive and complete infection. Before injection, so this is the bear. After, what the fuck? Okay. Subject number 46, classification, unknown rabbit, results, growing crystals and aggressive. So it's a little brown rabbit, that's cute. What the fuck? Recommendation, terminate. I did a flawless job, now it's your turn. No thank you. Subject number 47, classification, father rabbit of 30, results ineffective. So there's a little daddy rabbit here. After injections, it just looks sad with blood coming out of its eyes. Terminate. What the hell? Let's move on to the cures. Subject number 49, classification, pony, female, Pegasus, results. Oh, flutters? Recommendation, get better containers. Oh, she broke out. So yeah, I was right. Fluttershy does get infected within this AU. Of course she does. Fluttershy is always people's main target. I think we should stick to injections, not cures. Subject number 50, classification, stray cat, results ineffective. That's literally Opal. That's Rarity's kitty cat. Recommendation, terminate. Why are you killing Rarity's cat? Subject number 48, classification, stray cat, results, effective. Uh-oh. Oh, it's just a little, cute little kitty cat. Okay. Yeah, that's not cute. Sent to facility. We did great. I'm so proud of you. Next time, let's try to improve. I'm not interested in improving for you. If you live till then. Yeah, you're evil. You're evil, you're sick, you're gross. Go to hell where you belong. Anyway. So we have My Little Rabies Emo Movie redesigns. That sounds cool. So we got Rarity. That looks really cool. That's awesome. I love that. That's awesome. I like that. That suits her. That's cool. I love that. Yeah, they look very cool as emo little characters, so that's nice. Now we have, in the description, it says, big girl. You've grown so much. I remember you since you were a little teensy weensy filly. And I see Applejack running through, and who the hell, is that Big Mac? What the hell is that? Hello. Today we are doing injections. Before injection, again? What we expected. What we got. A humanoid-like being. Oh, that's them. Okay. Very interesting. So, Victim 1. It said here in the beginning, I have to do this because it's going to keep doing that. Stop. Stop. Thank you. Warnings, not for those who are triggered easily. Warning, not for those who are triggered easily. And it just repeats it multiple times. So that's a pony. Is that supposed to be Fluttershy? What am I looking at? It's just moving its eyes. Its mouth is moving. I have a feeling there was audio in that was important, so I'm going to be going back to that in my spare time to listen to that. Interesting, really. Trust or threat? PVF, Ponyville Facility. Okay. Oh, is this like analog horror type shit right here? A background is forming here. Starlight, trust, or threat? I would trust Starlight. Twilight, trust, or threat? Now that one that's iffy because we know Twilight can go insane in some of these AUs, and for the most part, she's a good guy. But from the direction it's going, I feel like she's a threat. Just an assumption, really. I don't remember your name. Trust? Obviously, I'm going to trust you. I don't see any issue with you. Pinky. Major threat. I think Applejack gave it away, along with that one music video I was incapable of listening to avoid copyright. That's a threat because they're infected. Or they could be, what is that word that I'm looking for? It's the opposite of hostile. I don't remember. Fluttershy, trust or threat. I want to trust her, but due to the fact we've already discovered she's going to be infected, it's going to end up being a threat. But for now, with her in her common, normal state, I trust her. Because why would Fluttershy do anything bad? Applejack, trust or threat? She has foam coming out of her mouth. I have a feeling she's infected, so that's a threat. Twilight, with the glowing eyes, that's a threat. I just have a good feeling. There's a random increpid hallway, or decrepit. And that's it. Okay. Since everyone kept asking, here's the picture of Cadence eating Flurry Heart. What the fuck? That's vile. That's a child. Now we have art that I'm assuming is related to My Little Rabies here. Because I'm already dying inside. Pale skins, so I can't read that. That's too bright. Like a rose in bloom when we brush or blush. Okay, I mean, it looks cool. Trigger warning, there's flashes. I have a bad trip. I promise the next video will be better. Okay. So, is Rarity, like, messing with Flutters? It just looks like an animation meme. Is that what it is? Well, there's Flutters. Yeah, this just feels like an animation meme that's related to Flutters and Rarity. Hungry. So there's Shining Armor. Oh, I accidentally couldn't read that in time. Stop! Did my babies fall asleep again? Munch, munch. And she's eating the baby. Yep, she's eating the baby. I was born hungry. A family torn apart by a vile infection going around. What the hell? It's a little video. What? What does that have to do with My Little Rabies? That's in a folder for My Little Rabies. That's just Dotmuv Pinky being drunk. Alright, this looks cool. Fluttershy Death by Nature. It's a simple one-image slide, and I'm looking at it, and it looks disgusting, honestly. I'm guessing that's the infected bear killing Flutters. Lovely. Episode 1. Fluttershy, you will die so hard that you... I can't read that. Alright, so we got Fluttershy flying around. There's the bear. What is that? What the fuck? I don't know what I'm looking at here. Alright, we got some glitches. What is that? Okay. The bride in the ugly-ass groom? That's literally just meme art that's in no way related to My Little Rabies. But they put the hashtag My Little Rabies. In the darkness. Bad leader. Eyes. My Little Rabies. Okay. Fluttershy walk animation test. So that's an infected Fluttershy walking. It's like a test video for that. And that's it. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be completely honest about this AU. And normally I like a lot of AUs that I look at. And I remember even looking at Devil Nixie's Pretty Pegasus last year. And Pretty Pegasus was a super amazing AU. But I'm going to be completely upfront with you. When I first went into My Little Rabies, I went in with a lot of hope this was going to be super solid, and I'm leaving it highly disappointed. And let me explain why. So obviously the posts that are related to My Little Rabies are pretty cool, very enjoyable, nice to look at, but there's a lot of filler that doesn't have anything to do with My Little Rabies, and I barely got any context for what happens in the story. I just think this is kind of disappointing. And it's no hate towards Devil Nixie. Once again, I know they're fully capable of making a fantastic AU. For example, Pretty Pegasus. But My Little Rabies, I feel like they need to upload more parts that actually have to do with the story. Because a lot of it, like for example, right, we go here, My Little Rabies, a whole folder dedicated to My Little Rabies. First part, cool. That was really freaking sick. Second part, it gave us an idea on how the infection works, and then it repeated 2 slides about Rarity and Applejack. Understandable. Part 3, that's cool. That's a bomb-ass thumbnail right there. It's really solid. Little music video, it was really cool. I like that. And the reason I really like that is it foreshadowed a lot. And it gave us a good idea on what to expect going further into My Little Rabies. Part 5. I really like this. The character in it is purely evil, infecting characters, and it obviously shows that Fluttershy is infected. Then we have redesigns, which the redesigns were really cool. I gotta give Devil Nixie credit for that. They're a fantastic artist, and that is something that I stand by. Part 7, I love this. This was awesome. Part 8, it was okay. I believe this was the super flashy one that just didn't make much sense to me. It was just kind of there. Unless I'm thinking about another one. Hey, let me go back and look at this just to be sure. Yeah, 22 seconds. Yeah, it's just this one. I have no context. And sure, the audio could be important. But if you take apart that, I don't know. But there is wording up here, but I'm not interested in trying to read the description on every single thing I go into. I feel like the videos themselves or the slides have to tell a lot of the story. And I understand that there's probably 50% of people on TikTok who come across these AUs and they're like, we're going to try to read every single thing about the AU just to get a good idea on what to expect context-wise. But there's a lot of people who just want to jump into the story and read it. And this, I feel like, video-wise, it doesn't share enough context. But in the little, bio here, it's super graphic. Victim 1, Fluttershy, the pretty shy girl in her little cottage in the woods. She always had a soft spot for animals. Too bad their reason for her skin is stretched. Her hair got ripped out and her eyes blackened, making her blind. She screams in pain while all the ponies run away, watching as her mouth foams. So yeah, this is basically describing Fluttershy. And once again, I knew there was going to be some kind of important audio. There was obviously a scream-like audio. So this, at first it was a little disappointing, but after reading the bio, I understand it. But there's a lot of people who aren't even going to look at that. They're just going to look at the video and not get much context for it and just jump to conclusions. Then we have the Trust or Threat. That was pretty cool. That's something that not a lot of AUs do, and I think that's really, really sick. Because it gives you an idea on who you think you can trust and who you can't. and it shows the characters giving you examples, and it makes you question yourself. Can I trust them or can I not? But going further, I just ended up being disappointing. 10 is just a picture of Cadence eating Flurry Heart, and it was like 2 little pictures or 1, and it doesn't give us any other context for it. This has nothing to do with the story. This is just an animation meme that, in my opinion, has nothing to do with My Little Rabies. Hungry, this is the one. Is this the one that has to do? Yeah, this one, that's cool. That makes sense. So that one, that's cool. But 14, this has nothing to do with My Little Rabies. Part 15. This is really good. The art, once again, Devil Nixie is a fantastic artist, and I stand by that. And the bio here, it's a lot of information. And then it just gets graphic and disgusting. So it's cool, but it's a singular picture. Now this, I'm looking back at this, right? And we skip ahead. It's just this little image zooming in. And then a glitch with a slight walking figure in the background. Now once again, audio could be important, but I feel like there needs to be more. Part 17. It has nothing to do with My Little Rabies. It's all to do with a meme about the bride and her ugly ass groom. And then we have part 18. What was this again? Oh yeah. Bad leader. This and that. My Little Rabies. There's no context. And then part 19 is a Fluttershy walk animation test. With once again no context. So the reason that I'm leaving disappointed is there's a few parts in this AU that are really good. They give us good explanations. They're really well made. But some of it, either one, has absolutely nothing to do with the story of My Little Rabies, or 2, is just completely random or lacks context to make us understand how important a certain thing is to the story. And honestly, Devil Nixie, I'm not saying it's bad, because there's parts of this that are super well made, super entertaining, and really fun to look at. But I'm also just disappointed because there's some filler in here that just doesn't need to be there. But honestly, if you guys want to check out the AU for yourself, it'll be linked in the description. Honestly, for the parts that do make sense, it's a very enjoyable read and a really solid story, up to the point where this little playlist here ends up having barely any context for the AU, or slides that make absolutely no sense or have no relation to the My Little Rabies story. But if you want to look at the actual parts that do make sense, check it out in the description below. Because there are parts that are really good, and I gotta give Devil Nixie credit. Her art creation is top notch. She's a very fantastic artist. I just think the story would have been better if there were more slides giving us information on the story, and also if she would have made more slides that were actually based on the story. Because you can't just make a little slide about a meme with Cadence and shining armor and then tag My Little Rabies. Sure, some people could end up saying things like, you know, well, yeah, you gotta think about it, Jamie, or James, or whatever that you want to be called. You gotta think about it. There was, like, information about shining armor coming in on Cadence eating his child. Yeah, so it would make sense to create a slide or an image based upon his reaction to that, or this, or that. But this little thing, right here, let me scroll back down, this, the bride and their ugly ass groom. What does this have to do with My Little Rabies? Honestly, I'm not trying to be harsh, and I'm not trying to spread hatred to this AU, because once again, this is the last time I'm going to say this. There are some parts of this that are super solid, well made, and really enjoyable. I just think in order to make it absolutely amazing is, one, make more parts that have a lot more context within the videos themselves, not within the description of the video, because there's certain people that are going to look at the description, and I always do at the end of it anyway, or around the time I end the video, I go back to make sure. And I update people in the description on my videos if my mind has changed a little bit. But you gotta add more context within the videos as well, because that makes it very important for people to understand the story, for people to really get into it and watch it and have a reason to watch it. Because if you put the context within the description, they're gonna read the description, watch the video once, and more likely 95% of the time possibly never watch it again. And I would hate that to happen, because once again, Devil Nixie is a fantastic artist, and I am already fully aware that they're fully capable of making an absolutely amazing AU. Once again, cough cough, Pretty Pegasus, which was absolutely fantastic. But that's all I gotta say. No hate towards Devil Nixie. They made do with what they got. I just think there's a few quality changes that could improve it heavily, and I'm just slightly disappointed with the parts that don't make sense or do not have enough context to get us further interested in it. But that's my opinion, and I'm just going to stick at that. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you didn't. It's completely okay either way. That's all that really matters, honestly, is if you guys are happy with whatever you do. Make sure to follow Devil Nixie on TikTok, because once again, I'm making this clear. There's a lot of people who don't listen, or a lot of people who take what I say out of context. Make sure to check out Devil Nixie, because they have some amazing stuff that they upload. I'm not attempting to be hateful. I'm not spreading hate. So make sure to support them on their journey going forward. And I'm sure in time, if they come back to the My Little Rabies AU, it'll be so much better, because they're going to actually learn. Not only that, they have a bunch of different types of content here throughout their account that people could check out, and it would be absolutely amazing. So definitely check them out in the description down below. But that's all I really got to say, other than one more thing. If you guys enjoyed the content on this channel, make sure to hit the bell icon. That way you get notified if I upload a video, because it helps us both in the long run. You guys get amazing content, and in return, you guys help me keep the channel going. And it's like a cycle that we continue. But that's all I got to say, so I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!